All right, I'm getting this comment that's asking me to look up newzoo's gaming report for 2025. So newzoo has a PC and gaming report that they've put out, and Mo Money B1 said to go ahead and check it out. I was looking real quick, and Icon Era has like a lot of they have like a lot of posts that they've made on it. I think somebody went ahead and looked at it, and yes, we know Icon Era. They are a pro PlayStation, house. And I've been looking at some of the numbers, and everything here seems to indicate, and this is apparently from the, side in terms of it, that PlayStation apparently has been the one that's been growing in terms of new titles and play rates from more recent titles. Very interesting when you think about it. Now, when you take into account the finer details, nothing here actually surprises me. Do you know why? Because I've been looking at the gaming report from what gamers have been playing for the last maybe 8 months, and they've basically been playing the exact same games. There's also the report that shows that in PC side, and let me go ahead and tell you exactly how this doesn't surprise me, because I don't know why everyone is looking at this thing going, have you seen this report? Bro, this report's been there week in, week out, telling us exactly what gamers have been playing for the last few months. Mr. Matt Piscatella out of Circana has been posting the top 15 games, and you all can see exactly what's being played. Even if we look at the Icon Era box here, where they said PlayStation features higher play rates for more recent titles, when we look at those so-called titles, look at it over here. It's Fortnite at 13.8, which if you look at Mr. Piscatella's data, Fortnite has not left number 1 position. If you look at GTA 5, it's 4.4. You look at Mr. Piscatella's data, and you see that it's Grand Theft Auto that's at number 3. We go back and we look and we see Rainbow Six, Roblox, Minecraft. We look at Mr. Piscatella's data. We see Roblox, we see Minecraft, and we see Rainbow Six. There is nothing here that's surprising me, because the data set is basically shows this every week. I think some people are basically more drawn to when they say things like, oh, yeah, we've collated all this data that's been available to you every week, and now we can show you exactly what's being done here. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, EA Sports FC, Apex Legends, and NBA 2K24. And we're like, bro, it's right here. We've been seeing them do the same thing every week and every weekend and week out. On Steam, which is very interesting, right? This is showing that, let me see where this is. This is showing that on Steam, the games played, this is on PC, new titles continue to struggle to capture playtime share from older and aging titles. Why is this surprising? We had the data set as far back as, let me see, 15% of Steam users play new games, something like that came out. Oh, there we go. Says this says IGN, just 15% of Steam users' playtime was spent in games released in 2024, but that's actually from last year. Steam Replay is here. So basically, Steam players have been known, this is December 20th, 2024, to be playing older games. Again, this is what I'm saying. Like, what is this surprising? Has the Icon Era people that are posting this stuff as some kind of a hail chant, maybe they're the ones amazed by it. Maybe finally the data points to something that they see as positive for PlayStation, and they're chanting it, not knowing that when you translate it in the light, it just shows exactly what we've been saying about PlayStation. And perhaps maybe it's a win for them in their console war, because when you look at the Xbox numbers, according to what they're seeing, the Xbox numbers, Game Pass offers some benefits for indies and AA on Xbox, but benefits are minor as players overwhelmingly prefer AAA games. And in their minds, they say, oh, we knew, everybody knew it. This is Icon Era, everybody knew it. Bro, Xbox and PlayStation players are playing the exact same freaking games. How this newzoo report says this, that PlayStation features higher play rates for more recent titles, and then when it showed these 5 titles account for 25.9% of all the total play time, I'm like, what recent titles? Where are they? You mean recent, freaking NBA 2K, the more recent EA College Football, the recent Helldivers 2? I'm just curious as to how this data from the article was collated. Now, I have to go read it myself, but Icon Era basically taking screenshots and collating it together perhaps, to basically drive some console war is funny. But I wish they would paste this data every week, week in and week out on Icon Era so that they can know what's going down. Because Mr. Piscatella used to post this stuff all the time and still does. So again, shout out to you, Mo Money B1, but I'm looking at this whole thing going, what am I being surprised by? Why would I be surprised that the people who spend time building their hardware would prioritize games that they think are more of quality, less expensive, already patched, higher performance, compared to the newer games where when they launch, I paid for Dragon's Dogma 2. I regretted every single dollar that I gave to Capcom for that game. I paid for Jedi Survival, Star Wars Jedi Survivor in April of 2023 when the game launched. I regretted every dime of that money that I gave to EA. Because an RTX 4090 could not run that freaking game at crazy, performance that I would have loved to. The game was buggy. Dragon's Dogma 2, I got an RTX 4090. It ain't running the game as many other games would run, so why would I be giving them more money when I can just go ahead and say, well, Capcom, you've already cleaned up your Resident Evil 4. I might as well buy this one from you for $18. I got nothing against Capcom. I got nothing against EA. It's just that once the games get older, it seems like for some, wonderful reason, the game ages like fine wine in some of these cases. So we're seeing data that PC gamers like fine wine. Why should we be surprised? Why should we be surprised? I mean, it was here. Maybe people buried their head in the sand, didn't see it. And so I think it's very interesting at the end of the day. Now, am I going to go track down this user report? I don't think it's going to tell me anything new. I don't think so. Even if we look at the LinkedIn stuff and we look at what it is that Yuzu has out there for their LinkedIn, whatchamacallit, I don't think we're going to see anything that really blows our socks out of the water. Right? I mean, if we take, let's go ahead and take a look at this. The most popular PC and console games by MAU and revenue in January 2025. Like, this is their LinkedIn page where they've actually posted a little bit more data here. They said top PC and console games by MAU revenue in January 2025. Yuzu, these are blue, these are green. Blue will be PlayStation, green will be Xbox. It is not different from what Mr. Piscatella has been showing every single month. Bi-weekly for that matter. But somehow, these folk want to come in console war with data that's already been available. That's basically exposed PlayStation as being pretty much the same as Xbox. One is enjoying popularity from its previous generation, but the same games are being played. Every month, I review platforms' game title data to uncover the top performing games on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Let's dive into this month. Engagement, Marvel Rivals, PC, Incredible Numbers, The Sims 4, Helldivers 2, Overwatch 1 and 2, Minecraft, Genshin Impact, Valorant, CSGO 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, PC. And these are usually designed by models and stuff too. So what I think is, if you think about the engagement tracker tells you exactly what's going on. It's interesting, though, that they were able to go ahead and collate all of this, together, but I don't think they've surprised me. Or perhaps what's surprising here somewhere is that people are finally dialing into the data because they've seen things like this. Top Steam markets, top console markets, and top, Xbox markets. And they say Sony is the lone bright spot as every market has been negatively impacted on Steam and Xbox based on PlayStation's, player accumulation of titles played per player in 2021 versus 2024. Perhaps this data is looking at maybe the most played games and not looking at a wide plethora and a wide variety of games, because if you're looking for a wide variety of games, I mean, look at Steam Mexico. Left 4 Dead 2 is number 5. That's an old game. There are diverse games being played on PC. So, I mean, again, how am I supposed to interpret this data without actually using the data that shows us stuff that's happening weekly and showing us that the the PC gamer block is different from the console gamer block. The console gamer block almost looks exactly the same. And then Xbox looks a little bit unique because of Game Pass. Stuff is going to bleed into the top list, like Atomfall, which has amassed about 2 million players since launch. And then Avowed made its way in there, after launch. We've seen some single-player games based on Game Pass. So I think newzoo probably needs to go ahead and, or maybe I need to read the full report, but I don't want to sign up for anybody to go ahead and be bothering me. I can simply deduce my data from here every week for the consoles that I'm looking at, and then for Steam. For other platforms, it will be hard because they don't publish the data, but Mr. Pisatella is doing God's work here, man. The man's been toiling week in and week out to tell you guys the stuff that y'all are just seeing now. You want to celebrate it as some predominantly console war nonsense. Man, get the heck out of here. Thanks for watching the video. Peace out.